Hello, my name is Carolina Swirad, and here's my live audience. I want you to picture a morning drive. It's Friday, around 11:12 a.m. The sun is up, but the air is still a little hazy and humid, the kind of morning where you know the heat is coming. We were on the 101, right on the long straight before the Van Nuys exit for school. It was the same route we had driven probably 1,000 times. The rhythm of the traffic was a comforting, familiar hum, and in my mind, I was already planning out my first class. The beauty of routine is the illusion of control it provides. You think because you know the next mile, you know the next minute. But in a single terrifying instant, I learned that control is not a destination, it's a mirage. My sister Audrey was in the passenger seat. She was 15, all bright energy, singing along to the songs we had always listened to on the way to school. That morning, she was focused on the mirror in the car, holding a black mascara wand in her right hand, her face a mask of concentration. I glanced over to check in on her, and that's when everything stopped. Audrey? I called her name, and she didn't answer. Her expression wasn't distant, it was frozen. Her eyes were open, but they were empty. Her hand, clutching the slender mascara wand, was locked at a rigid angle. She was completely unresponsive, her muscles stiff, but her limbs jerking with movement. I called her name again, louder this time. Audrey, are you okay? The reality of the situation set in, and I put my turn signal on, swerving across 2 lanes of fast-moving traffic, the sound of my own tires screeching and horns blowing around us. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely grip the wheel, but somehow I wrestled the car onto the right shoulder. In these few minutes, everything else that was going on in the world seemed to stop. The car zooming past us, horns blaring, and music blasting from other cars. All of it seemed completely irrelevant. After trying to call 911 and the line was busy, I decided to call my mom instead. I could taste the saltiness of my own tears as I dialed her number. My mom was at home and close to where we were on the freeway, but the panic in my voice was immediately mirrored by hers. Tell me exactly where you are, she demanded, her voice tight with terror. I'm getting in my car right now. Don't move. I knew exactly what she was thinking, since I was thinking the same thing. How in the world is this happening right now on a random Tuesday on the way to school? After I hung up with my mom, I dialed on 911 again and said, my sister is unconscious. I need help now. The 911 operator stayed with me on the phone until the ambulance came to make sure Audrey was okay, and also because I wanted to stay on the phone to see what I could do until the ambulance came. It felt like an eternity, but within around 10 minutes, a massive, brilliant red fire truck roared up behind us, followed by an ambulance. A tall firefighter, with kind, serious eyes and a reassuringly steady voice, leaned into the car. He immediately took charge. Has this happened before? He asked me calmly. No, I replied to him with tears in my eyes. This has never happened before. The phrase he spoke of next was a shocking phrase to hear. Are seizures common in your family? It made me start thinking about my own family, but I quickly responded that they are not common. When my mom arrived, she was in a frantic flurry of tears, running to see Audrey. By then, the paramedics were moving Audrey to the ambulance, asking her the basic disorienting question. What day is it, Audrey? And what is your name? She was pale, confused, and really out of it. My own drive to the Cedars-Sinai Hospital was the hardest few miles I've ever driven. The car, once so full of her bright morning energy, felt utterly silent. I just wanted to see Audrey and make sure she was doing okay. At the hospital, which smelled of hand sanitizer and alcohol, numerous tests were done in a cold, sterile observation room, and finally the doctor delivered his first verdict. He spoke softly, giving us a dangerous, fragile kind of hope. Everyone gets a free seizure sometimes. Could mean nothing. All her results are normal. We breathed a collective sigh of relief. We put the incident in a mental box and tried to move on for the most part, while still being cautious. But a few months later, on the same freeway, during the same morning routine drive, it happened again. The same sudden stillness, the same terrifying jerks, and the same 911 call. This time, the word came down, epilepsy. It was a heavy, permanent word, a diagnosis that meant the unpredictable was now officially part of our lives. No more false hopes about a free seizure. This was our new normal, one of daily medication, doctor's appointments, and the knowledge that a sudden burst of misfiring neurons could happen at any moment. Since then, Audrey has started medications, and while it helps, she still has seizures. Our lives look different now. There's planning, precaution, and routines. There's also something else I didn't expect. There is growth that I have found in myself. Before all of this, I used to think of myself as someone who panicked easily, someone who froze when things got overwhelming. But that day on the freeway showed me a version of myself I didn't know existed, a steady, capable, stronger version. The life lesson I learned is this: difficult moments don't just test you, they shape you. They pull out strengths you didn't know you had. They teach you how to stay calm, act fast, and how to be someone others can depend on. Because of that morning, I became more patient, more grounded, and more compassionate. I learned how to advocate for my sister, how to stay level-headed during emergencies, and how to stay calm during chaotic situations. Most of all, I learned that positive growth can come from moments that feel terrifying in the moment. And now, even when my hands shake, I know that I am capable. I know that I can be there for Audrey, always. That morning didn't just change my sister's life, it changed who I am too, into someone stronger, steadier, and ready for whatever comes next. Thank you.